Information, is it making people smarter or more confused?
I believe more confused.
Welcome back to Decoded with me, Chandni Kapadia. Our guest today, Forbes listed billionaire with a net worth of over 21,000 crores. Welcome, Bhadresh Shah. Do you think people today are more successful or more anxious?
I believe that successful people are very anxious.
What matters more in life, being right or being consistent?
In life, just doesn't happen overnight.
Do you rely on data or instincts?
I would say more on instincts.
On the golf course, are you competitive or are you calm?
Very competitive.
Very competitive. In today's world of social media, where attention itself is currency, what do you make it of all? It is also said that you don't even keep a computer on your desk. So you believe in teamwork.
Teamwork and trusting.
Welcome back to Decoded with me, Chandni Kapadia. There are some leaders who are very visible. You hear them often, you read about them often. And then there are those who build quietly. But what they build travels much further than their voice ever does. Our guest today is from that same second category. An IIT Kanpur alumnus, a self-made entrepreneur, and a Forbes listed billionaire with a net worth of over 21,000 crores. The man behind AIA Engineering Limited, the second largest high chrome casting producer in the world. It's a business most people may not fully understand, but industries across cement, mining, and power depend on it every single day. From losing everything in his very first year of his journey to building a global manufacturing company with no noise, no rush, just clarity, consistency, and time is what makes this conversation truly special. Because today is not about headlines, it's about understanding how he thinks. Welcome, Bhadresh Shah, to our podcast today. Thank you very much for having us here.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, sir. So if we start right at the beginning, you did not get the branch that you wanted at IIT. It wasn't your first choice, it was what was left. But somewhere, that leftover choice became the very foundation of everything that has followed. When students today feel that they are perhaps at the wrong place, what would you advise them?
Yes, I will tell you, I didn't get a branch of my choice, and that was the reason I went to IIT Kanpur.
Yes.
Small explanation that I wanted to, there was a flexibility available in IIT Kanpur that they could change.
Yes.
But over time I realized after the third year, that this branch was something I liked.
Okay.
Now coming back to your question, whether leftover, what made it, I think it's very, very critical that it's when you are studying, it's too early to decide about direction in your life.
Right.
So there is nothing like leftover.
Right. Okay.
I don't really think so. What matters is that you develop a thinking process,
Right.
an analytical process once you are in an engineering student.
Right.
So that is very, very critical, and that's how it helped me. I really don't know how much of my education I really used in the subsequent years of my life.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, the whole approach has...
But it's a base. It was a base.
It's a
for
base,
you.
and it has given me a capability to think
Right.
through solutions.
Right.
So that is very, very
I think that's the most critical part
of the
thinking.
Yes.
And I also read somewhere, and I've heard it also, that je tamara mannu thai to saru, je tamara mannu na thai to vadare saru. Maybe God is giving us, He is leading us somewhere. I've read that somewhere. I think it was a quote by a personality. But no, wonderful. After that, what you built?
End of the day, I think I will just explain that in my experience, the direction you take, however good your education is or however good your in curriculum, how well you do, the most important is the direction you take.
Yes.
And I think the direction you take in life just doesn't happen overnight.
I agree. I completely agree. Yes.
So to that extent, I am agreeable that you put in an effort in a direction where you think it will help. And I think rest of it you leave it to the Almighty.
Yes, yes.
So you're very right that end of the day, it's a combination of efforts plus the blessings.
Yes, yes. The blessings always do count. I
Yes.
completely agree.
Yes.
Bhadresh Bhai, you come from a family of doctors.
Yes.
So, how did this, you starting out on your own, it was a very comfortable place for you. You know, you were set, you chose something completely different than what your family was done. How did that happen?
From the beginning, I think too much of medicine was getting discussed in my house.
Okay.
So I had kind of...
You wanted to stay away from that?
I wanted to stay away from
okay.
it. And in our times, definitely IIT, and even now,
Yes,
IIT
of
is an
course.
important thing. So I
Yes,
could get
of
an
course.
admission. That was one of the reasons
Okay.
I continued with this, pursued this educational career.
Right. You've spoken
And
about,
also at this stage, I would also tell you that I am from Ahmedabad.
yes,
And we have a tendency to do our own business.
yes, of course.
So if
It's
I
in
had
our
to,
blood.
yes. So if I had to do that once in my lifetime,
Yes,
I could not be
you could not move back.
move in any other faculty.
Correct.
So minus medical science, I think I had very little choice.
Right.
But to do engineering,
Right.
where I could start something on my own manufacturing side.
But look where it's got you here today. So it's all good.
Yes.
But before it became all good, there was a time right in the beginning where it was all downhill. I think in the first year itself, you had some major losses.
That's right.
You had taken a loan from the Central Bank of India.
Yes.
And you had also taken some money from your family.
Yes, that's true.
And in the first year, it all went downhill. So what happened? I mean,
Yes, it was a shock, but it was, I openly say that now, but it was within my family. Everyone knew about it.
yes.
But there was a very strong support from the family and especially from my father all
That's
the way.
wonderful. That makes a whole lot of difference.
That made the difference, I think.
Yes.
That gave me the courage to further pursue the business.
Right. And in your early times, you've also faced rejection. I think you approached a French company called Magato, and they were already talking to big players, so they kind of said no. Then you approached a smaller Belgian firm, and that became the real turning point, I think. So tell me, do rejections sometimes help you, or do they break you? And how do students overcome rejection?
I would say that it was not really a rejection as such, because I was already in business for several years and I was already doing well.
Right.
So, okay, it was a Belgian company in the French-speaking area of Belgium. So when I approached them, they were already talking to some bigger players.
Right.
And
it was Magato, no?
It was Magato. And they were in discussion with several big companies in India. They wanted to expand. So I did not go first with a very high expectation. But my mind was set on the technology rather than collaboration. So the smaller firm that I collaborated with was a kind of a consulting firm.
Right.
So we started doing business on exchange of information and royalty basis. So there are no equity participation in the company.
Right. Okay.
So that was a good step forward, and it suited my objective. In fact, my ultimate aim was to acquire new technologies.
Right.
And this worked very well.
I think new technology, especially in the world that we are living today, new technology every day, and I think at that time, getting in new technology was
a big thing.
Yeah,
that's true.
So you had this foresight, we need a lot of new things.
We need to evolve in technology. That is very clear, and so much we can do.
Correct. So to have that forward thinking, it must have taken a lot of courage, and it must have taken a lot of support from your support system, like you said, your father. So I think it is this forward thinking and this visibility and this vision that you've had has been a huge point of the success that you've had in your life. I would like to ask you, as the business grows, visibility becomes an option. But you chose a very different path. We know that you are not known everywhere. You like to maintain low profile, no noise, no personal branding, no constant visibility. In today's world of social media, where attention itself is currency, what do you make it of all?
Well, first of all, why do you need visibility? Let's understand that. Why does anyone need visibility?
Okay.
So first and fundamental thing is that when you are doing business, and if you are doing business primarily with the government organizations, then it helps having visibility in Chamber of Commerce or Management Association, and that becomes or CA, Confederation of Indian Industries, or FICCI, a forum through which you have an opportunity to meet bureaucrats and the politicians.
Correct.
So in my vision, that was not an option. I never wanted to be doing my primary business to be attached to the government.
You did not want,
because independence was very critical to me. I did not want to just depend on one customer. I would say Government of India is one customer.
But I think,
this was very clear in my mind.
Bhadresh Shah, sorry to interrupt, but I think that is very clear. You always wanted independent from everything.
Everything, yes.
Right? Whether it was your family, therefore you did not want to go into medicine. You wanted to do your own thing. And again in this. So it's very great to know. It's very inspiring that a person wanting some independence can do so much, because our students today are exactly like that. So sorry.
No, but you are very right. So as a independent-minded person, for example, I didn't want to depend on any public sector or government getting associated with my business exclusively.
Correct.
In the course of time, we may do business from time to time if our product is really needed.
It happens.
It happens, but it was never a primary goal. And today, I think less than 5% of our sales is to the to government.
Everything is private.
And maybe totally about 20-25% we sell in India. Rest of it is outside India.
Okay.
So that gives us a very good independence from marketing and the sales point of view.
Right. Okay.
Now, let us you raised a very good question about visibility. Why does anyone need visibility? And when we became a listed company, at that time, we had to have visibility of the business model so that people would invest in the company. At the bottom of my heart, I wanted financial independence.
True.
That the company should become financially independent of any financial institution. So that time there was some visibility, but then I realized over time that even with the shareholders, if you have too much visibility, you are obliged to give guidance to them. And guidance means commitment. Right. And the moment you give commitment and you can't achieve it, because it's a complex environment today.
Of course.
Geopolitically, it is very, very complex, especially if your 75-80% of your sales is outside of India.
Yes.
There are a lot of uncertainties, right from logistics to the geopolitics. I mean, when I started business, internationalization of the business or overseas business was name of the game. Now, over time, you have seen that at least in our kind of products, countries have become more protective. They are putting duties, and we are losing market share. So, in an environment like this, coming back to the visibility question of visibility with the shareholders, I mean, if I give a commitment and if I can't honor it, it's a matter of my credibility. And this would create a kind of a stress. So, it's a very selfish thing that I am not, I would like to intentionally, by design, maintain a low profile.
So, even low profile keeping helps, of course.
It enormously helps.
Yeah, right. No, that's a very different take. And really, that is something that we as a generation, rather than the students or our viewers, should think about. You mentioned about going public, your company. I think in 2005, you were on a plane to get private equity. You were on your way to London. And some random conversation with a fellow passenger.
Yes, there were two guys with me. I mean, two different sacks of business. I was sitting next to a gentleman, a very good friend of mine. He was a very good friend. He's no more, and Janmejay Vyas, and he had just floated his company, Dishman Pharma, and he started talking about his experience in listing. And then we started. I started with that. Why I am going to London is
to the private equity.
Yeah, to discuss with the private equity if they are interested in investing. Because at the back of my mind, I thought that
you would get that.
Yeah, it will, from a financial point of view, it made sense at that time.
Right.
So right then, Janmejay said that let me introduce you to another gentleman, just sitting 2 seats behind us.
Wow.
And that gentleman was apparently going to the same private equity who had invested in them.
Okay.
In Ahmedabad.
So both of you were going to meet the same private equity.
Independent of each other, knowing that the other one.
Yes, I understand.
And the other one desperately wanted to get out of the private equity because he had suffered a lot and he was under enormous pressure.
Right.
So, what a private equity business can mean if you don't do well in life.
Yes.
Of course, you are answerable to shareholders in a listed company. But
it's not
to
as
having a person having a constant oversight on you and right from board meetings.
Correct.
It would be difficult to, it would defeat the theme of being independent.
Yes.
So contrary to my feeling that I'll seek financial independence, I think this would have become a kind of a lack of independence, if anything is to be said.
A lot more pressure. I've worked with private equity in the US, KBR funds.
I see.
And I know what kind of pressure they give you. I mean, it's not only when they are funding other people, it's also the management.
Yes.
It's a huge high pressure job.
That's right.
So
I think it was a blessing that
it was a blessing.
We had two different coincident
that
two different businessmen traveling to the same destination, or three of us rather traveling, and two of them I could
you could relate to.
I could relate to, and it was a day flight, so we had all the time to discuss.
Well, actually, don't you think it's some divine form trying to bless you, trying
to
guide you in the right way?
I think so. And then I decided and that I'm not going to continue or pursue this course.
Wonderful. You are such a busy man. You are the Vice President of Gujarat Law Society. You are the governing board member of GLS University. And with everything else you're already managing, how does this fit into your whole schedule?
No, it's a great pleasure, and it's very inspirational for me to meet any educational institute and the students. For example, I am also in touch with my college, or the IIT Kanpur, very closely associated.
Yes.
And
you've even developed a building over there, a hostel facility.
Yes. And also occasionally I meet them, and although it is far, it is such a great pleasure.
Yeah, it's
and
always
I
great
try to contribute also to my schools, and I meet them. So I think being GLS, being a part of GLS is an extension of my ultimate pleasure.
Your being. Yes. Thank you. That means a lot to us.
No, it's a great pleasure. GLS. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you, sir. You mentioned the geopolitical, issues in your business. What do you think the current war situation of Trump and Iran, and has it affected your business in any way? And what is your take on it?
You see, we talked about independence, and independence also comes from de-risking. So we have lost a lot of business, but we have gained some other territories.
Okay.
So I think from that perspective, our business is not just dependent on one customer or one country. So that is why we are able to cope up with the situation that we are in today.
Right.
If you are some kind of if you are in some kind of apparel business or a textile business and supplying exclusively to
the
North
USA,
America or
yeah.
United States, then it hurts you very badly.
I agree.
But I don't think that is really the case with us.
So, I mean, this independent thinking of yours has helped you. You've never put all your eggs in one basket.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, wonderful. So it is a learning. It is a learning. I've also got to know, I've heard when I was reading about you, is that you have a 5 p.m. rule. You balance your work life with your professional life very well. It is also said that you don't even keep a computer on your desk.
That's right.
Ah, wow. How do you manage that, and how do you encourage
I don't have
people
to manage because, I'm able to delegate a lot of work.
So you believe in teamworking.
Teamwork and trusting. I personally feel that it's very much like courtesy. You give courtesy, you get courtesy in return. So
Correct.
it's a similar thing about
agree.
trust. If you trust someone, you get trust in return. So
Right.
from that perspective, I have a very strong operational team.
Right.
That is one. Second thing is, I don't seek visibility. So post 5 p.m.,
Right.
I am not required to go to any management institute or industry forum.
Right.
So, and when there is, you'll be surprised that I've never met a customer since 95.
Wow.
So it's nearly 30 years now, 30 plus years.
Wow.
So that gives a lot of free time.
Right.
Even if I am in Ahmedabad, if a customer is coming to Ahmedabad, it's no to meet. Similarly, I don't meet investors who are really invested in the company.
Right.
It's our
Your
finance.
CEO or your
Yeah,
finance
they look after investment relationships. But personally, I don't. For a very selfish reason, because I don't want to give commitment and default on it. So I keep away from this.
Bhadresh Bhai, it is so refreshing to know that in a world where there is so much hustle, and you are like, it's okay, we need to have a family life. This wonderful delegation that you mentioned, the team. But has there ever been a chance where trusting someone made you learn something the hard way? You mentioned that it's not been like that, but has there ever been any?
If we have systems in place of oversight, audit, and caution, I think trust is the best currency you can have. So I never had a bad experience.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. That's it just enforces your trust in humans, and just in social being and team working. It's wonderful to know.
Thank you very much.
I'm learning so much from you today. Now we move on to something lighter. This is called our rapid fire round. It's very simple. It's very short questions. Whatever comes to your mind first. So shall we start?
Please.
Yeah. What matters more in life? Being right or being consistent?
I believe being consistent.
Being consistent? I agree, actually. Do you think people...
Because you can never be always right.
Yeah. I mean, only God can be always right.
Yeah, so, and that gives a disappointment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think people today are more successful or more anxious?
I believe that successful people are very anxious.
Okay, that's a different take. You have both the words in one sentence.
Are quite anxious. I have seen that.
I agree.
Because successful people can never reconcile to what they have. So.
What is that one thing that people are chasing that really doesn't matter? One thing that people are chasing which doesn't matter at all?
If you ask me, honestly, wealth beyond a point.
Correct. Yes. Now that I think
because
about
that explains
it, yes.
everything, then you don't need to chase customers, you don't need to chase government, you don't need to.
Yeah, wealth, because how much are you going to eat? How much are you going to what are you going to do?
Doesn't matter.
True. What is that one mistake you see young people making again and again?
I think they go too fast into, they decide the course of their life too fast.
Too fast. Everything
Without
is
exposure. With my education in IIT, I think it gave a lot of exposure. And then I was fortunate to be in a business which also gave me an exposure, but it was a process. It didn't happen overnight. But most of the students today, they go for faculties knowingly or unknowingly, like a herd, because is the fashion of the day. But career cannot be decided like that.
Yes.
To my own grandchildren, I say one thing, that unless you do your qualification and work somewhere and travel the world, you can never know what you're good for and what can be ahead of you. So it's too early. People try to go into a career orientation.
So
too fast.
they should take their time. They should think about
I think
it.
so.
Get
Very, very
good
critical.
knowledge about it. And
Yes,
then
yes. Exposure. The word is exposure.
exposure. True.
Not necessarily engineering, but all kinds of exposures are very, very critical.
Is information, today there is so much information about everything. Is it making people smarter or more confused?
I believe more confused.
More
Strongly
confused.
believe more confused.
Okay, what is harder, taking a decision or living with it?
I think living with a wrong decision is the hardest thing you can do.
Yes. Yes.
And you must know when to get out of the decision and make another decision to overcome that wrong decision you have made.
Right. And it could
But
be
it's in life you cannot progress without decision making.
without decisions. Yes. Yes.
So, living with a decision is fait accompli. You are accepting your fate. But it's very, very important to make a decision, otherwise you cannot progress. Right or wrong, you have to make a decision, and you must have an ability to, eventually if you know that you have made a wrong decision, you must change your course. That is also decision making.
Yeah, true, very true. Do you rely on data or instincts?
I would say more on instincts.
Instincts. So you're a people's person and you...
Instinct and strategy behind. The overall direction of the business has to be correct, and the governance has to be very, very correct. If those two objectives are met, probably rest of the things are taken care of. So overall direction of the business, vision, that where I want to be down the line after 5 years or 10 years, where I want the business to be, that should be good enough.
Very well said, very well said. We know that you like golf a lot.
Yes.
So on the golf course, are you competitive or are you calm?
Very competitive.
Very competitive. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so there is a competitive side to you as well, which we see on the golf course. Okay, that was the end of our rapid fire. We have another segment which is called the Decode segment. The questions that will be put to you, it's very simple. We will give you 3-4 words, and you just need to explain that word, what that means to you. Leadership. What does leadership mean to you?
Leadership means one, vision.
Okay.
And teamwork. These two aspects are very, very critical.
I think without the other would just fall apart.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Success.
Mental happiness.
Mental happiness. Oh, very, very nicely put. I don't think I could have put it in any other way. Mental happiness. If there's peace, there's everything.
No, that's very, very, very critical.
The hustle culture that we have today. What do you think of that?
Well, I am not so exposed. I am not so visible. So I am very much at peace with myself, and I am never, like most of the time at 5 p.m. my mobile is on a silent mode. So I never attend to any calls as far as possible.
Wow.
And start my day at 11 o'clock. So I think I'm very much relaxed.
You're
and
at peace.
Hustle, yes, I can see that there are. One of the things is in the youngsters, I see a lot of hustle because there is non-clarity of their future, and that gives rise to enormous amount of stress.
Now that you say that, yes, when I look at students these days, you're right. I've never, so now.
Because non-clarity about what they will do in future is the biggest thing.
It's a huge weight on their shoulders.
Enormous weight on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And nothing is well defined today. Artificial intelligence is there, whether they should be in artificial intelligence, they should be in software as a service business, they should be in what kind of business they should be in, or what kind of job situation that exists in the country. Really.
What about instant gratification? What do you think about instant gratification? Because today everybody just wants, we've done this, we want this. We've done this.
Well, I was like that. There is no question.
Okay.
So it comes with the age. Instant gratification is something which is very related to
age, you think?
I think so. I think so.
But then I don't.
And then when you see, everyone wants to be wealthy. He wants to do well financially. So instant gratification is also to do with quick money.
You're right.
And that's how we see a lot of youngsters indulging into real estate, into the day trading in the stock market, day trading into the commodity market.
Yes.
So this is not, probably this is not the best way.
True that. I hope our students, understand what you've just said. Because, Bhadresh bhai, really, I have met people who are not young anymore. They have achieved a lot in life, but they're still not at peace with themselves. And today, after speaking to you, I just, there's a different kind of aura that you have. And I think all of us here, our team as well, we will, kind of go back and retrospect on what we've heard from you today.
Very kind of you to say that. Thank you so much.
That was so very inspiring. And I think what makes conversations like this stay is that people today, you've just not given answers, you've given us a perspective. And that perspective is often what people like me and our watchers, our viewers need today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, and very kind of you to have given me this opportunity to interact with you.
Thank you, sir.
And it's a great pleasure. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for this conversation. And more than that, thank you for letting us into your space today, for giving us a glimpse of your day, your thinking, and your world. There's something very admirable what you've built, because in a time where everything is so loud and visible, you've created something so profound quietly. What you got in this room is the real version of a man who built one of India's most globally competitive manufacturing companies in a category most people cannot even explain. And that too, without debt, without noise, and without fanfare. And to everyone watching here, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. If you found this meaningful, do like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the next episode of Decoded with me, Chandni Kapadia. Bhadresh sir, we have a ritual that we get our guests to sign for us. Please, would you sign this for us?
Okay.
Oh, thank you. We have this ritual where we ask the guest to give us one word, whatever he thinks about this whole Decoded that we've had with you. If there is one word you could describe us this shoot that we've had, this podcast that we've just had.
Great experience.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you.